Very good morning to everyone. And thanks to Sejal for beginning this conversation. And I believe most of us actually need it in our real life. So, to begin with, let me ask you something a little personal. The last time someone paid you a genuine compliment, आप बहुत अच्छा काम करते हो, यार, you're really good at this. What did you do? What was your reaction? Did you say, thank you, I worked hard for it? Or did you immediately say, अरे नहीं नहीं, और बेहतर हो सकता था, कुछ खास नहीं था, or just laugh it off awkwardly and change the subject? Be honest. And now, when was the last time you gave something away? Not because you had to, but just because you wanted to. And how did that feel? Hold both those feelings because they are about to reveal something quite fascinating about you and your relationship with money. Yes, we talk a lot about earning, about saving, about investing, but there's a dimension of financial well being that almost nobody discusses: the energy behind money. Yes, how it moves, why it stops, what makes it come back. So today, we are going somewhere deeper than spreadsheets: the energy of giving and receiving. Here's an image I want you to hold. Just think about it. Money is circulation. When it flows, it grows. Let me say that again. Money is circulation. When it flows, it grows. Think about water, a river flow. It's clean, alive, full of fish, full of possibility. And a pond that stops moving stagnates, grows algae, loses life. So money works exactly the same way. When it flows through giving, through spending with intention, through generosity, it creates movement. And movement creates more. So when it's hoarded, gripped tight, hidden away, never circulated, it creates something else entirely. It creates fear. And here's the irony: the tighter you hold money out of fear of losing it, the more that fear shapes every decision you make around it. Okay, let me tell you about Simple Ji, 55 years old, homemaker in Jaipur, not wealthy by most standards, but every Diwali, without fail, she sends a box of homemade mithai to her neighbor, the vegetable vendor on the corner, and the building security guard. Her daughter once asked, "Mummy, इतना क्यों देती हो? Budget tight है." And she smiled and said, जब दिल खुला रहता है तो हाथ भी खुले रहते हैं. That is, when the heart stays open, the hands stay open too. And that one sentence, that one woman taught her daughter more about abundance than any finance book ever could. You know what she understood intuitively? Generosity isn't a subtraction, it's a signal. It tells the universe, and more importantly, it tells your own subconscious, I have enough, I am enough, and there is enough. And when you believe that, yes, truly believe it, you start making decisions from expansion, not fear. Now let me introduce you other side of the coin. Meet Rakesh Bhai. He's 48, runs a small hardware shop in Surat, earns reasonably well, but he has a habit. He never spends on anything unless absolutely necessary. न्यू इक्विपमेंट अभी नहीं. स्टाफ बोनस देखा जाएगा. A small advertisement for his shop, waste of money. On paper, Rakesh Bhai looks disciplined. In reality, he's running his entire business on fear. Fear that it will run out. Fear that generosity equals weakness. Fear that if he opens his hand, someone will take more than he gives. And what happened? His best employee left for someone who paid better. His shop stayed exactly the same size for 12 years, while the guy across the street who reinvested, who gave bonuses, who spent on signage, expanded to 3 branches. Same market, same city, same opportunity. One man gave, the other man gripped. Guess which one grew? So, hoarding doesn't protect abundance, it prevents it. And now, the part we don't talk about nearly enough, receiving. We've been taught that giving is noble and receiving is selfish, that asking for help is weakness, that accepting kindness creates obligation. So, what do? We deflect compliments, we refuse help, we say, Arre, you shouldn't have, when someone does something beautiful for us. So, meet Nisha. She is 34, a graphic designer, freelancer, talented beyond measure. Her clients love her, but Nisha has a habit of undercharging. She quotes less than she should because she feels guilty asking for a full worth. लोग बुरा मानेंगे. इतना नहीं चाहिए मुझे. आई डोंट नीड दैट मच. वो ऑलरेडी बहुत बिजी है. कैसे मांगू? शी इज अ वंडरफुल गिवर, but she has blocked herself from receiving. And here's the problem: when you refuse to receive, you break the circuit. Imagine a power line, electricity flows in, but the receiving end is unplugged. The current has nowhere to go, it stops. Money, like energy, needs both ends of the circuit to be open, giving and receiving together, without guilt, without shrinking. So, receiving is not greed, receiving is completing the cycle. So, what we are really saying today, we are saying that your relationship with money is not just about how much you earn or save or invest, it's about how freely you allow it to move in and out of your life. The person who gives generously without keeping score is sending a signal of abundance. The person who receives gracefully, without guilt, without deflecting, is saying, I'm worthy of good things. And together, giving and receiving, flowing in and out, that is what creates the energy of true wealth. Not just financial wealth, the kind that makes a room warmer when you walk in, the kind that makes people trust you, refer you, return to you. So, giving is not loss, it is expansion. So, here is what I want you to do today, just today: give something. It doesn't have to be money, a sincere compliment to someone who deserves it, a small donation, even 10 rupees to someone who needs it, your time, your skill, your attention to someone who could use it. Give it freely without calculating the return, and then receive something. When someone compliments you today, don't deflect. Look them in the eye and say simply, thank you. When someone offers help, accept it. When something good comes your way, let it. Notice how each of those two feelings or those feels in your body, the giving, the receiving, that feeling, That openness, that is your wealth frequency. There's a prayer many of our grandmothers said every morning, not for more, not for less, but simply जो दिया है उसका शुक्रिया, जो आना है उसका स्वागत. So gratitude for what has been given and welcome for what is yet to come. They didn't know the language of abundance mindset. They didn't read self help books, but they understood in their bones that a life lived with open hands is a life that is always full. So, money is circulation. Where it flows, it grows. So, today, open your hands, give a little, receive a little without fear, without guilt, and watch quietly, beautifully, how the energy around you begins to shift. So give something today, a compliment, a small act of generosity, a moment of real help, and then receive something fully, gracefully, without deflecting. And tonight, write down how both felt. So that awareness is the beginning of your abundance. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.